Howdy everyone and welcome to the dev stream. Today I'm going to be working on this tree here. I'm going to be trying to put it into the game and animating it. It's just an illustration for the moment. This tree is going to be talking, and it also has this little like face covering thing that needs to reveal itself. So got a lot of moving parts here. I'm going to start by sort of pushing around some of these decorations on the tree. They're only supposed to show up after the player gives something to this tree NPC. So I need to separate them out. They can't all just be on one big. They can't all be connected together on this one island. So I need to move aside. Here we go. All of these decorations. I would like to not have to make another texture because there's a lot of space on this texture, and it's a really huge texture. It's a 2048, which is actually might not even be big enough. It is a really big tree. I don't really want to go 4096 though. 4096s are pretty dang big. But let's see what we can do here by just moving this stuff to the side, and then I'm gonna have to project it. I'm gonna have to project it onto a mesh in Blender. So just grabbing all this stuff here. So these are going to be really hard. These things draped. Gotta find a spot for them. I could spend forever making the perfect atlas here. I need to keep a reference, so I think I'll just combine. I'm trying to figure out, should I combine the top one? Yeah, let's combine the top one just as a reference. So let's just like merge layers. There we go. I'll call this reference. Okay. Sarvati, hey, welcome, welcome. And Valley of the Wind, hello. Glad you dig it. Yeah, I like it too. It's pretty cool. Got a couple, we call them leafkin. I don't know. It's very frustrating because Jacqueline originally thought of the name Leafkin for these tree folks. And it's a cool name, Leafkin. Everyone knows what it means right away, right? The problem is that actually we have this problem all the time where Magic the Gathering, because they're so prolific, they've basically, every single like sort of intuitive fantasy name for anything has already been taken by Magic the Gathering. Every single time. They just shit out so much slop all the time, right? With all the cards. They're not slop, they're cool, but it's just annoying. It's just like, oh, look up Leafkin. Oh, great. Magic the Gathering has already taken it. They've already taken every single fantasy thing. And Wizards of the Coast is very vicious about about copyright. But they've copyrighted like everything. I don't know if Leafkin actually can be. They might have trouble defending Leafkin because it's just two English words, so I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna keep this reference around in our Photoshop file, and I've got to I've got to separate these things out. First, let's just figure out what needs to be separate. So that is definitely going to be part of, those little blue flowers are going to be part of that top layer. Let me go to find, what's it called? Elma's gift. So we have 3 items. This quest, it's such a good quest, man. I love it so much. It's your practical exam, we call it, where you have to you're basically taking care of the trees in the forest, the leafkins, and Anyhow, you have to give this gift to one of the trees that comes in the form of 3 different parts. So I'm just looking at the parts. I just want to make sure got the parts right. Okay, yeah. Cool. So looks like we have to keep the bottom layer intact. Here are these leaves. They should probably also be separate. Actually, these leaves seem like they're going to go on the top layer. So I just want to separate out the leaves. And then I'm going to separate out the next layer down here. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be possible. And we have the bottom thing here. Who's responsible for this one in the back? Okay, so there is a specific back portion. And then the little hangy lighty things, we'll put those on the top. So can we actually fit this? It's gonna be tight. I don't think that we can. It's so annoying because we're so close. Put it on its side. Try to stick it. So there's really no spot for it in this illustration. It's very sorrowful. And then looking at the actual size that we would need here, what would we need? Yeah, we need, it looks like we won't even get away with a 1024 because this tree right here at the bottom is more than 1024 wide. You're gonna have to downsample it just a little bit. But it looks like we're pretty close to being able to use a 1024. There's just no place to put these. Like, I'm totally willing to use both sides. Like, I can literally cut this entire thing in half and then stick the other half over here. But it just looks like that's not actually gonna fit. The only way we can make it fit is if we start cutting off some of these branches and putting them up there. I think that's what we might have to do. We definitely don't have any room here. It's really only at the bottom that we have room. One thing we might be able to do, and let me group these things into oh, I think these flowers are supposed to go on the top here. Yeah, pretty sure. Look at our reference. Yeah. So those flowers go right there. And let me just combine. Do I want to combine them? We'll call it like gift layer 1. Gift layer 2 and gift layer 3. So I think gift layer 3 will be the top layer. Let's grab all this stuff. Put it in gift layer 3. Perfect. So we have all that stuff. And now let's check out gift layer 2, I guess is going to be those little oak leaves. Turn that off. And gift layer 1, just the very bottom layer. And I should put the wreath backing in there as well in the reference. The wreath back will have to go somewhere. Hello, one Bakba. So these leaves I'm not too worried about. I'm pretty sure I could fit those fellows anywhere. Actually, I think I only need like 2 leaves and then I could just copy them around. So let's just ignore that one. This is interesting. What do we have here? Oh. Okay. So we really, this is the hardest one right here, is we just need to find a spot for this. Let me turn off auto select. Man, we can almost fit it underneath the whole tree. We can almost fit it under there. The other thing we might be able to do is like cut this in half. Seems like we should just be able to smash this. Let's smash this down. That'll make things easier. I'm gonna erase some of this stuff here. I'll actually get a really hard brush. Or not a hard brush, but an opaque brush. So erase some of that stuff. It should be covered anyway, but I don't want it to give the impression that I have to actually preserve that in the texture somewhere, because I don't think it's important. It's going to get covered. So I think my best bet is just to grab half of it like this and just move it out until it's not a problem. I don't want to rotate it. That would save me texture space, but if I rotate it, I'm just worried that it's going to be really annoying to rotate back the Goldilocks amount. So there's the bottom layer. Like I said, the middle layer, I can literally stick those leaves anywhere. This is the biggest layer of all. So what am I going to do about this one? What am I going to do about this one? It doesn't fit there. It only really fits on the bottom. Yeah, we only have a shot. I don't even know if we have a shot here. We only have a shot if we use the entire texture space. Where can we stick this, man? Can we stick it up here? Can we turn it upside down? Oh, it's so close, but so far. Yeah, we could get really weird here and stick it like, cut it into multiple pieces. Oh man. Okay, so I think we can make it work if we can find someplace else for these. Oops. Let's put those back together, Humpty Dumpty, and oh my gosh, we are just so freaking close to being able to stick it up here. Herseg, hello, welcome. Thank you for the kind words, appreciate that. All right, thank you for the lurk. Valley of the Wind says, is this akin to a UV map situation where it has to fit in a certain res? So yes, I try to pack the textures as tightly as possible because every bit of blank area on a texture is just, it's just texture memory that's being stored that is not doing anything. So I try to pack everything onto one texture. The other thing I could do right now is actually just make a separate texture and put all of this stuff on it, which might be what we have to do if we can't fit this. It's just so frustrating because we're so close to being able to fit it. And this is a big old 2048. This is a huge texture. So like every bit of blank space here is actually using a lot of memory. So just try to pack these things as tightly as possible. Our only place that we can stick this is right here. I don't like to break it up too much. Like I could do really crazy stuff. Like I could literally do that and then lop off the top and put it down in the bottom right corner. But the problem is it's going to be hard for Jacqueline to paint on it. She's got to like she tends to go in and polish these things. So I think the responsible thing to do here is just to use more texture memory. So I just keep undoing until this part where I put these things back together, and let's just make a texture. Although even a 2048 or 1024 is not going to be enough. We're going to have to scale these things down a little, which is kind of annoying. Colin Willis, hello, welcome. Do you import these sprites into Unity at 4K? So this texture is only 2048 image size, 2048. So we would import this at 2K. All right, let's make a new texture. Let's just admit defeat here and go 1024 by 1024. And let's see about getting all this stuff. Well, we've got another texture here. What is this? Is this also 2048? Oh, now I'm tempted. Now I'm tempted. Oh man. I'm tempted to grab this and stick it in here. Oh, we got plenty of room in here. Okay, well, we have so much room, we might as well do the big one. Here we go, gift layer 3. This is it, problem solved. It's fine, we can stick it on. There we go. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna grab all these layers. I'm gonna see about just breaking this thing in half at a reasonable location. Do I want to smash it down? I don't really want to smash it down just because Declan has to keep working on it. I'm sure she'd appreciate if I could keep this separate. Let's just start with the bottom layer, and I'll just move it by like a particular amount. So I'll put it all the way at the bottom. Actually, I have a little bit more room right in the middle here, so here we go. And then let me just grab, this is taking forever, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, oh, come on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. That was excruciating. But if I just do exactly 50 on all these other parts, then we should be good. Okay, here we go. I'll get exactly the same stuff here. We've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Show off my counting skills in this stream. This is really stupid. Sam plus fam, hello, says it is hovering in that spot. It looks like the tree has a dancing skirt. Yeah. Okay, here we go. There's got to be an easier way to do this. $20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Okay. And then finally, we've got this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've counted so many times I'm forgetting. Sometimes I feel weird, like I missed a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 50. Okay, now everything should be exactly where it's supposed to be. Now we just have the other side to do, but it should be easier. I wish there's some key I can press that will do more than shift. I really don't want to do that again. That was really stupid. Maybe I can just like move it. Here, I can just move it by a certain amount of pixels. Oh man. We don't have enough space. That was unexpected. Okay, well, what we can do is just move it by a certain offset. It's actually going to be a problem because these are really tall. Oh dear. Let's just do this. Let's create like the right side here. I'm just popping these parts off. Oh man, turn this off. And then deleting them out. Copy it off. Delete it out. Photoshop is such an interesting software. I've never really liked it very much. So funny. Ever since the beginning, it's never really clicked with me. Okay, now. Oof, what did we just do? See, I just made a mistake. I just got confused. Okay, what is going on? What do we have so far? So we don't have the little flowers. So here's the little flowers. Come on. Control J. Put the little flowers on there, and then delete the little flowers. Okay. Now what else? So this layer, I believe this layer is empty. Yeah. And then we just put those little pink flowers. Finally, the little blue flowers. That's the last step. Control J them off. This is, I can't believe how much I'm floundering here. It's embarrassing. Delete. Okay, we have everything we need. Now finally we have a group for this side. Whew. All right, now hopefully I should be able to find a spot for it. I can't. I literally can't. Let's see if it'll fit on the other side. Okay, it will fit on the other side. So now, if I just group this side, move it over here, see if it fits. My God. Okay, it fits. It finally fits. So super sloppy, but we did it. We found a spot for it. So I need to make sure this texture is checked out because I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm going to go into Unity, Leafkin 2, check out the texture, and Leafkin 3, check out that texture. Catch up a chat. Oh yeah, kids help you count. Yeah, my son does that too. He likes to call out random numbers. Actually, my wife does as well. She likes to call out random numbers when I'm counting. I was just hiding the layers so I wouldn't get confused as to what parts I'd already moved off. Yeah, it's also that I don't have to make another 1024 texture. It's also kind of nice to have the, like, not have another separate texture. Okay, so now we should have a pretty easy time with this. I don't know if I'm second guessing myself already, if I even made the right choice. So this part we fixed, so let's just delete that out of the texture. And then these little oak leaves, yeah, why not just merge them all into one group? And stick them somewhere. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Definitely be able to find a place for them. They're so small. There we go. And then I'll just move half of them up and move the other half of them down. I don't really know what this half leaf is doing out here. I don't think we need it. Okay. And we probably don't need these groups anymore. So this is not the gift wreath reference anymore. What is this? All right, so these are the final things, these drapings. I don't even know what they are. I feel like once I know what they are, I'd be able to, because I should be able to like model them. Because we don't need all this exact arrangement. I don't know, maybe we do. And should they like glow? Should they be like little stringer lamps? I don't know. I don't know what Jacqueline has in mind for these. Can definitely fit one right here. So why don't I just start with that? I can fit a little one right here. And honestly, I think I should be able to make all of the arrangements I need out of that. I'm just going to go ahead and delete off the rest. And that should be good. We have this face covering that I'll keep as a reference. So I'll just duplicate it. I keep these reference layers just so that I can see exactly where Jacqueline put them. But now I'm just going to move this off to any old spot. It can be anywhere. Should be able to squeeze it. How about right there? Seems fine. And we need to pick apart her face as well. The face actually should be separated because the face should be on the spine rig. How are we going to do that? It's actually really complicated. This is an extremely complicated endeavor here. So there's just the base. And here's our two faces. I guess I guess we just want to take the two faces and make our rig out of it. We got, geez, we even got these little lines in different spots. Oh, wait, no, is that just part of the, that's weird. Those lines right there are interesting. All right, I'm glad it's soothing, Isaac. Garlands, yeah, they're like, yeah, garlands to go around the tree to make her happier. Here she is sleeping. Here she is awake. Ooh, I guess we just need to put the face. We need to get the face ready to export to spine. I don't actually have a spine exporter. I don't think I have my spine exporter tool set up. That's might be a problem. But anyway, I'm pretty sure we can fit the face onto a 512. So let's grab both those groups and stick them in this new. Oh man, we can get away with something really small here. Could even, might be able to go 256, which is nuts. But really we should, what we should do is make this a little bit smaller, and then I should just upsample it to 512, at least to 512. I'm gonna go with Preserve Details 2.0. I wish that Photoshop had like an AI upscaler inside of it. I think it's really stupid that it doesn't. Like really, really stupid. I'm actually very confused as to why it doesn't. Should even be higher res. Came back to see a face. Yeah, it is a face. I might just separate out the two faces like this. Gosh, I wish it just would have up-resed it in a nice way. But it didn't. Okay, I'll keep the faces on the same spot. We only need one set of eyebrows, so I'll get rid of the ones that are a little bit lower on the face here. They are the same eyebrows. Okay, and then we should have everything. Mouth open, mouth cheese. Mouth cheese is not right. Mouth smile. Turn off some of these things. Mouth closed. Let's just put all of them in one group. Okay. Got the eyebrows. Mouth frown. Put the mouth frown down with all the other mouths. Okay, I do want to make sure that we've got this thing completely filled in. We don't want to leave little cracks here. Just filling in, eyes closed. This should probably be there. Okay. Eyes closed. Wait, why do we have two eyes closed? Strange. Okay, well, we're just going to delete one. And then this should probably be its own. I'll call this like brow furrows, because I'm pretty sure they're supposed to go away. We have the eyebrows. Okay, and then mouth cheese is wrong. That's not the shape that mouth cheese is supposed to be. Got mouth open. It's almost like a carbon copy of mouth cheese. Mouth cheese should be like, I'm gonna grab this. Mouth cheese should be more closed like that. I don't know, should we even give her teeth? Why not? Let's give her teeth. Cheese is usually the one facial expression that shows teeth in our game. Might just be a little uncanny though, but let me just try. No, I don't think it's too bad, just because they're so subtle. But mouth cheese always looks a little bit gross anyway. I guess we'll leave these dimples. I wish that mouth open. Yeah, I think that that's fine. Okay. So here's all the mouths and all the eyes. I just wish we had a better upscaler. Because yeah, this is going to be a little bit, whatever, let's just go. 512, preserve details 2.0. Hopefully that'll be good enough. Okay, I'm going to go save as. I'm going to go into our Songs of Glimmerwick folder, assets, spine projects. Go ahead and make a new folder. Actually, we already have one for Leafkin. Tree or something. I could have sworn we should have one already. Whatever, I'll just make a new folder, call it Leafkin 3. And we'll call this Leafkin 3. Or maybe we should have called it Elma. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Leafkin 3. Okay, so we've got that. And then let me look at the structure of the other folders here. So Colin Willis says, I bet you spend a ton of time in Photoshop. I spend a little bit of time. Mostly my wife spends a lot of time in Photoshop because she draws everything, so. Ryan JQ asks, how's your sleep schedule been? Somewhat normal. I just got through a full cycle, but I have been waking up at like noon every day, so. Fam plus Fam says, not be surprised if there's more time spent in Photoshop than the game engine. For me, no. For me, definitely the game engine, a lot more time. But for Jacqueline, she probably spends more time in Photoshop. So gonna go into spine and spine projects. And I just wanna make sure I'm doing this right. So there's a folder called images. Let's go ahead and make one of those. New folder, images. And then I just need to run the spine exporter, which is a script, I'm pretty sure. I just don't know if I have, is it automate? Scripts. I just might not even have it anymore. Not export. Let me just do a quick web search. Spine exporter. Oh, Spine Photoshop exporter. So here is the, got it on my other monitor here. Let me download a zip. Find scripts. Photoshop 1. Find compatible PSD. I don't really know where all this stuff goes. Let me just do a quick little research. Where does a JSX script go? Photoshop. Okay. JSX script can be run by going to File, Scripts, Browse, and navigating to the JSX script. For scripts to appear in the scripts menu, they must be placed in Photoshop's presets scripts folder. Let's go find that presets scripts folder. That's going to be in program files. Adobe Photoshop. Okay, we've got a 2025 and a 2024 folder. Well, actually, this is not a folder. What is it? No, it is a folder. What's up with that? Why does a folder have a weird little, so wild? Adobe has just overtaken my computer. Very strange. Presets. Actually, which one are we using? Let me just check. Help. Okay, that doesn't tell us anything. What's new about Photoshop, maybe? Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're actually using, I assume this is 2026. 26.11, I don't know. I don't know what version of Photoshop we're using. I don't see a 2026 here, so I'm gonna assume, unless Adobe got real clever and is not using program files anymore for their new installs, which I wouldn't put it past them. They always do really weird, stupid stuff all the time, just constantly. Okay, presets. There's no presets folder. There is a scripts folder though. Oh no, I'm already in the presets folder. I'm really stupid. Scripts. And then, so there, it's just a JSX. That's weird. There's two JSX, Spine compatible, PSD, and Photoshop to Spine. I don't really know what the difference is, but I'll just go ahead and put the Photoshop to Spine in there. And then I'll go to scripts. I don't see it in there, but I might just be, I need to like reload it or something. Oh yeah, I'll definitely save that. Definitely save that. How have these not been saved? Crazy. Okay, now we'll just open up Photoshop again. Sam plus Fam says, do you dream you're in the game yet? Do I dream I'm in the game? Like when I sleep at night, do I dream about being in the game? I don't think so. No, I don't usually have dreams about the game. I don't dream in my game, but I have dreamed I live inside the Blender gray space. Oh dear. If I play a lot of something, it invades my dreams. I can imagine it could be worse if you're making one. Well, it's kind of weird when you first start working on something a lot, then you sort of, I feel like it's just like always on your mind and it can get in your dreams and stuff. But when you've been working on something a lot for a very, very long time, it actually starts to not do that anymore. Like, I don't know, it's like when it's new to you, it's sort of, I feel like it invades your dreams more. It's kind of like how when you spend a lot of time on a boat and then you get off the boat, you can feel the waves. But if you spend enough time on a boat, if you transition between being on a boat and being off a boat a lot, then your body will actually sort of figure it out and you won't feel the waves anymore when you get off the boat. It's kind of like that for me. Let's see if that Photoshop to spine, here it is, yay. Okay, so ignore hidden layers, write spine JSON file, write template image. Sure, let's write the temp. Actually, if the JSON file, well, first of all, I just realized I need to separate the eyebrows. So let me go ahead and do that. We'll just go eyebrow 1 and eyebrow 2. Okay. Now let's run that exporter scripts, Photoshop to spine. And I don't know if we actually need a template image. I'll go ahead and write one anyway. At 100% scale, ignore background layer. It doesn't have a background layer. Trim white space, sure. Okay, and it goes into, I think that's correct. It's the images folder. Valley of the Wind says Photoshop beta is the only thing that has generative upscale. I find that so funny. Like, I mean, it's good that they're putting it in, I guess, but I just think it's so funny that every single time I can think of an actual useful use case for something generative, it's never a thing. Like, it's good that it's finally going to become a thing, but that would be the first thing that I actually give a shit about for generative. Like, why is there plugins in Photoshop for doing all sorts of weird stuff, like changing someone's face? Like, why is there's like, they call it like the neural filters. You can do so much weird crap with them, but you can't just freaking upscale an image. It's so weird. That's like the best use case for generative AI, but they don't have it. Another really great use case for like LLM would be like a spam filter on my emails, which is so funny because it's like, it's the bots that are making all the work for us, right? Because they're sending us so many garbage emails that we actually have to use bots to protect ourselves from their piggy slop. But of course we don't have that. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen like an LLM email filter for spam emails. That would be really useful for me because I get like literally 30 cold pitches a day. They're not really spam, like they are targeted, but they're like just completely useless to me. Just like for stupid stuff like SEO, website crap, and outsourcing companies are pitching to me and stuff, and it makes it so hard to even see my real emails because I get so many of them a day that it's kind of ruining my life. I hate it so much. I'll save that and I'll go into spine now. But yeah, that's how I feel about generative AI. For some reason, it's like their main priority is replacing artists and writers, but they have absolutely no interest in replacing anybody else that I actually care about. Like, I don't know, like I would really appreciate if we could have like a medical LLM that can like accurately diagnose you, because that's basically what doctors do, right? They just like have like knowledge about a database of symptoms, match it to a thing. Let me make a new project, because that would be great. At least as an American, healthcare is really life ruining. Like you could think like a doctor can kill you just as easily as they can help you. just by like making you run some tests that insurance didn't cover and didn't tell you about, and then you end up with like a $5,000 bill, stuff like that. I would love if LLMs replaced doctors. I would appreciate that. Not the doctors that are the problem, it's the insurance companies, but still, that would be cool. Why? Let's see. Okay, spine projects. And then let's go into Leafkin 3. And we'll call this Leafkin 3. Save. Ditzy, hello. Any roles that would actually benefit us on the daily? Exactly, that's right. Nobody's interested in actually helping us. Just replacing artists and writers and stuff. Gray Artificer says, I think your stream category is set to blank unless that is on purpose. That is definitely not on purpose. Let me check that out. So on Twitch, stream category. Oops. I've got all these tags in there. It says my average stream bitrate is too high. That's weird. I've got all sorts of issues. Yeah, I should change my stream category. How do I even do that? I'm in my dashboard right now, just being an idiot. Quick actions here. Actually, I'll BRB. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, I think I got it. Wow, that was very hidden. Really weird. It's very tucked away place now. I was in my stream manager, but I just not keeping up with it. Okay, so we have a new spine file. Okay, cool. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate that. Not that anyone will find me now. Software is such a broad category because they removed the game development category for some reason, which I don't understand. So let's go ahead and import data. No, let me just maybe drag and drop it. Exit out of this spline exporter. Oops. Exit out of this. Open up this. Assets. Spine projects. Leafkin 3. Here's the JSON file. Can we just put it in? Okay, here we go. Import data. So it was import data. That's fine. New project? No. Just, all right, fine. New project, whatever. Do your thing. I don't see anything. Oh, there it is. Cool. Okay, and it put everything in the right spot. So that's lovely. And we're in setup mode. Okay, now I'll go ahead and save the project. Save project as folders Leafkin. We'll save over this one right here. Overwrite. Yep. Cool. So now we've got everything we need. This is very gruntling to me. Very gruntling indeed. So I don't even need the template because everything's already in the right spot. So I'm just going to try to, we're in setup mode already. I'm going to grab hopefully all of the slots and just move them to a more reasonable location. I think for something like this, it makes sense to just have it right in the middle. Okay. And I don't even know if we need bones, honestly. Might be a boneless rig. The only thing maybe we could use bones for are just the eyebrows. So let's just maybe make 2 bones for the eyebrows underneath the root. New bone. How do you like, here, I'll give this a little bit of a length. Actually, no, does it even matter? No, just put it, stick the bone right here. It really doesn't matter. And we'll just call this like eyebrow. Eyebrow 1. And eyebrow 2. The simplest rig in the whole world. The eyes, do we want to be moving around the eyes? I don't think so. I don't think we need anything else. Cool. The only thing is we'll definitely need to key the slot attachments. Let me go ahead and save this. I can't remember. I've only made like 1,000 million gajillion rigs before, but I sometimes still forget this stuff. Let me just see how, okay, so we just have 1 slot for mouth and then we put everything inside. So that's what we're gonna do. And then we probably, yeah, we got 1 slot for eyes. So here we go. And 3. So we just need to consolidate. So eyebrow. Oh, I'll go ahead and put eyebrow 2 under eyebrow 2 bone. Eyebrow 1 under eyebrow 1 bone. Brow furrows. That's fine. Eyes closed. No. So we're just going to have eyes. 1 slot for eyes. Oh, of course, it makes the image go away. Eyes, because I had rename attachment. Do not rename the attachment. And then we're going to put all the eyes in here. Eyes open. So there's only 2 eyes. Let's go mouth. Mouth cheese, mouth open, mouth smile. We'll just go mouth. And then we'll put all the mouths inside the mouth. Okay, and we'll delete that. And these mouths should have particular naming conventions. Let me just check the loudness tester. I should have the names of all of the images. Mouth open. update volume. Okay, so somebody else, this is actually just giving us the volume. Somebody else is monitoring the data here. There we go. So here we go. We got mouth open, mouth O, mouth cheese, and mouth closed. We don't have a mouth closed, as far as I can tell. How's that possible? Oh, this is the mouth frown. Okay. Well, I don't actually know. We need mouth closed. This should probably be mouth closed. Oops. Oh, do I have to actually rename that image? That's really silly. So we've got the mouth smile. I'm gonna maybe go back to Photoshop and re-export this with mouth smile as mouth closed, I think. And then I'm gonna run that exporter again. Scripts, Photoshop to spine. Should overwrite everything. And then if I head back into spine, so if I replace this to mouth closed, I'm pretty sure it won't break anymore. Yep, perfect. Yeah, the only thing now is I don't. Which eyebrows did I take? Did I take the low ones or the high ones? I think I took the high ones. So we can make a couple animations. One animation is just going to be speaking to player. Another animation is just going to be idle. Gonna do another animation, idle sad. I don't know if we'll actually need that. Oops. I overwrote the animation. Okay. Idle sad and idle happy. Okay. So in idle sad, we're just gonna key the mouth frown. And I guess we'll just have her eyes closed like that. I don't know about that line. We might have to just get rid of it. Not sure about that. Okay, and then for idle happy, we're just gonna make sure to key that eyes open. And the mouth closed is already here. There we go. Now it's keyed. I can't imagine those eyebrows being any lower. Let's go to that other leafkin. Okay, so they're a little bit low. Seems like when her eyes close, her eyebrows go down a little bit. I don't even know if it's necessary. Face sleeping. Here's the face sleeping. Check idle sad. Yeah, it looks like her eyebrows probably need to go down just a hair. I'll maybe rotate them as well. Oh, you know what we probably should do? Let me go back into idle happy. Okay, so cool. That's perfect. I just would like to key their positions anyway. Just, oh no, don't move the slot, you idiot. Move the bone. Oh, it did. It moved the bone. Okay, perfect. I want to key their positions, and then I'll go ahead and key their rotations as well. Key a 0 rotation here, and then go into idle sad. Grab that other eyebrow. I'll just rotate it out a little. I'll just translate. The eyebrows down a little. And now when we go to idle happy, he looks just much happier. Cool. I think that's all we need really. And I'll go ahead and export. Gotta go to spine output. Gonna make a new folder, spine output, leafkin 3. Select folder. Oops, path doesn't exist. Yeah, I want you to make a path. Come on now. New folder, leafkin 3. Select folder. Okay, there we go. And then I just want to go to the pack settings. Make sure it's the scaled to 1. And let's go ahead and export. Perfect. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, so now we have the face. And now let's, I guess, head into the dark forest. Turn on dark forest 2. And then I want to open up that prefab. And I want to put our viz camera. I want to turn our viz camera on. And move it over to the tree here. This is our placeholder tree. I'll go ahead and check out this and save it. Very nice. Hey, tank 57mm. Welcome, welcome. And now we need to go into Blender to do our projections here. We've got all these little bits now, and we can project them and assemble this thing. Oh, right. We still need to find a spot for this. We're almost done. Still need to find a spot. Let's turn off the face. The wreath back to go somewhere. Seems like we might just be able to fit it right there. Yeah, that seems good to me. And let's get the other side of it. See if we can fit it right. Yes! Oh, things don't usually work out so perfect, but it's great. We're gonna have to do very precise cuts, but I'm glad we could fit this all in. Okay, cool. So I want to make a new material. Leafkin material. Well, why don't we just copy it from a different material here? And I'm going to call this Leafkin 3. And then we'll go ahead and make sure we set this to 186. And let's do Leafkin 3. There's our texture. Perfect. And now we just need to make a new Blender file. So actually have no shortcuts to Blender at all. The way I always open Blender is I literally just open from Perforce is the only way I open Blender, which is kind of silly. Create a new startup file. Okay, we'll go File, Save As. And I'll just, all this, I might even just call it Leafkin, and we'll put all the Leafkins in here. Save. Okay. Now I need a camera, and I need that camera to be a perfect square in terms of its aspect ratio. Also need that camera to be orthographic, and then I need it to have a very precise rotation of 60 degrees. Okay, now I need a empty cube. And in my tools here, I've got Unity tools. It's my custom exporter. I'm going to set the path to models and disable relative path, accept. Here we go. I need a plane. This is going to be our starting projection. I'm just going to move the plane 1 unit, and then I'm going to rotate this thing 60 degrees. And I'll go ahead and scale this up considerably. And now I'll look through the UV image editor, and I'll go ahead and apply. Well, first of all, let's make a new material, and it's just going to be called Leafkin 3. Exactly the one that we have in Unity. And then I'll go ahead and map that image Leafkin 3. Textures. Leafkin to spine. What the heck is that? Not what I want. What is Leafkin to spine? Why is it in my textures folder? What the heck? Oh, okay. That's very old. We'll leave that in there. But I need to know where Leafkin 3 is. So that one is inside of sprites character. Very good. So assets, sprites, characters. Now we'll look for Leafkin 3. Perfect. All right, and then we'll change this to a textured view. And I'm just going to immediately export this. The first thing I like to do, I just like to get it exported to Unity. Export, okay, so export didn't work. We've got material Leafkin 3. Here we go. Leafkin 3 for LD0. There we go. Now I've got it exported. I forgot to name my dummy object. Perfect. So now we can click on our current Leafkin. Here's our new. Just going to stick that in there. So she's perfectly rotated the wrong way. I'm just going to rotate this 180 degrees. And I'll rotate the camera 180 degrees as well. Actually, what is our rotation? Do we have any rotation? Okay, so that doesn't, so I would like the rotation to be reasonable. Now when I export, so she should be facing the right way. Perfect. And she's a little big. She also has this vegetation shader. Good. I'll maybe just scale her down like 0.7. Scale her down to 0.7 again. All right, so now she's a little small. Scale her up to 1.5. That seems to be about the right size. Leaf poof. I don't even know what that is. I really don't know what that is. I guess I'll keep it around. So here's the skeleton, which we're gonna need the Elma skeleton on here. Let's go to our Leafkin 3 export folder. And I don't know why it doesn't come with a skeleton data asset. It's kind of silly. But here we'll write one. So creates a new, it's going to take me about 5 hours to find. Is it spine? Here it is, spine, skeleton data assets. And we'll just call it Leafkin 3. Okay, and we need the atlas. So here's the atlas. That's not the atlas. Here's the atlas. And we need the JSON. JSON? Okay. So there's all of our thingies. Now our material's all bunk. So we need the correct material here. It's gonna be something about like Z offset or something. Vertex, here, I saw it. Z fight displace. There we go. Go ahead and grab the texture. Make sure it has alpha as transparency and no MIPS. Perfect. Now we should be able to load Leafkin 3 in there, which should just be your face. Perfect. Look at this. This is lovely. And we should just be able to stick her face right where it belongs. Now we've got the tree blowing in the wind, as you can see. We just need to make sure that that's not happening on the bottom of the tree. We just want it to happen on the tree, on the top of the tree and the edges. So I guess the first thing we should do, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate off a plane just so we have something to work from in the future. But now we need to make a very precise cut for the projection. I'm just going to start really simple here. Manisha GameDev, really appreciate the follow. Thank you for that. And hello, welcome. And keeping track of this act, good to see you. I'm just going to continue creating this very precise cut around the outskirts of the tree. I'm going to continue to cut off to the side. I don't want to make the cut all at once because sometimes the Blender cut tool can go a little bit haywire. And when that happens, I sort of lose my cut, and I just don't want to lose my cut. So also I find it helpful to sort of delete off the chunks as I go. Seems to help whatever's going on with the triangulation. Continuing to cut around. Seems like everything's going pretty well, so I'll just continue cutting. There we go. All right, that worked well. I happen to know that Jacqueline might expand the art there on those little doohickeys. So I'm going to cut really close to the canopy just to give as much room as possible so I don't have to go in and do it later. Yeah, sometimes when she polishes things up, she as she draws, she changes the silhouette. Almost always the silhouette almost always grows when she polishes. Seldom does she cut away on it. So I want to make sure to give that space, as much space as possible. We'll just cut all the way to the canopy here. Go. Hey, rock on, Manisha. Appreciate the support. Appreciate your excitement for Glimmerwick. Just Faison, or maybe just Faison. How long before he realizes he's been raided? Oh, I didn't hear a raid sound. Let's see. Oh, from Manisha. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that, Manisha. Thank you. Thank you. Very kind of you. Sorry about missing the raid there. It's because I have Restream on. I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch, and it just, not all the sounds come through. It's very strange. Sometimes it'll just not make a sound. I heard the sound of the follow, but I did not hear the sound of the raid. So, just Faison, thank you very much for pointing that out. Don't want a raid to go unthanked. Okay, so just continuing to cut around the border here. All the way around. Ooh, we have a really, really, really tight little window there that we need to cut through. I'll go literally to the very tip. Cut in there. Make sure to cut it as close as possible here. Give as much space as I can. And then we'll just go around the bottom. Okay, we should be able to delete all of that off and delete all of that off. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay, cool. And now we can put the tree sort of more on the ground. I just like get it as close to the ground as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the spores. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and refresh. All right, so now I need to build up all these other little parts. Which is going to be kind of annoying, but we can do it. So I'm going to duplicate off the plane just as a backup, and we'll start with the bottom layer. Start with the bottom layer here. So I'll cut right through here. And then we'll just cut all around. And we'll do the same thing to this side. Cut really close, close as we can. And we'll have to put Humpty Dumpty back together here. We'll delete all that stuff. There we go. Okay, so now we got the two sides. Push them together. Very nice, a perfect match. I'll just make sure to put one a little tiny bit behind the other, and I'll make sure they overlap a tiny. I'd rather them overlap a little bit and lose out on a couple rows of pixels than you know, have a little like actual line, a little space in the middle would look really bad. So what's for dinner tonight? I have no idea. No idea. I'll figure that out later. So, okay, so here is one part. Here's the base, sort of base layer. The nice thing about doing this in 3D is we can get all the layers sorted here. We'll also have to get this back the little wreath in the back here. So let's go ahead and get that cut out. Okay, cool. Got that, and then we'll cut the other one out. That cut went pretty well. I feel like Blender's cut tool used to be better. And I'm already on a super old version of Blender, so. But you know what? It's probably better in the new Blender, which I don't know if I don't know when I'm gonna switch to that. I just have to rewrite my exporters, which is just really annoying. I definitely won't switch to it for Glimmerwick, but maybe on our next game. Probably on our next game, just because I think we're gonna end up hiring 1 or 2 people on our next game, and I don't want them to have to use the old version of Blender. For me though, I would use this until I would use this forever. I would just never upgrade. I like using old software. This never changes. I don't have to worry about anything. So I'm just gonna go and turn on the reference layer. Pretty hard to see exactly where it's supposed to be. So there's where our the wreath in the back is supposed to be. So I'm just kind of taking mental note of where I'm seeing it. It goes all the way to just about the edge of the tree. So it seems like right here-ish. Like that. Looks pretty good. We're gonna have to make another dummy object here. I'll decrease the size. And we'll call this Leafkin 3. You know, okay, I'll call it Leafkin 3 Gift 1. And then we'll just make sure that everything pertaining to that gets parented. And then I can, we'll make sure that this is parented to nothing. And then I'll go ahead and export. And now, beautiful. Now we can put the Leafkin 3 gift as like a child. Nice. We're gonna have to make sure that it looks correct from the camera. It can't be clipping through the ground like that. So looking from the camera's perspective, yeah, I would love to move these verts. Actually, I'm pretty sure I can just move them in object space and it won't change the projection at all. Like if I go into like local, yeah, I think I can just move them straight. Like I'll create another view, another viewport. And I'll put set one to the camera so that I can just sort of keep an eye on it. And then I'm gonna move them over here. See, so check it out. I'm moving them. They look all crazy in the top viewport, but if you look at the bottom from the camera's perspective, you can't even tell that anything's happening. So that's gonna be my trick here. I'm just gonna grab all the verts on the bottom. And I'm just gonna push them out quite a bit. Push these ones out a little bit. I don't really like the way that this is triangulating here, so I'm just gonna deliberate cut to make sure it triangulates a little bit nicer. There we go. Much better. Yeah, Blender doesn't really know how you want things triangulated, so it's better to just define it. Because that makes a pretty big impact. Okay, so now when I export, hopefully that wreath will be on the ground. Yeah, it is. We might have to go a little bit crazier with this one. Here, just this vert in particular needs to go higher. There we go. Cool. Okay, now if we save this, we should be able to check out how it's going. Oh, Manisha says, may I ask why these are edited in Blender? Well, we're just projecting onto a mesh. So since we're authoring a mesh, then I'm using the 3D software. Just kind of my 3D software of choice. Lemsk says, I'm happy to hear that there will be a next game. Oh, heck yeah, there's going to be a next game. Yeah, Glimmerwick is going to be crazy. Glimmerwick is going to be really epic. Yeah, we've been working on it for 6 years now, and it's huge, and it's epic, and it's amazing, and people are loving it. We've got a beta going right now, and people are absolutely loving it. I think it's going to be a much better game than Eastshade. I think it's going to be. I know it's not necessarily to everyone's taste. You know, everyone's got different taste, but I think it's going to be really special. Excited about it. Ryan JQ says, which are you more nervous for, Songs of Glimmerwick or being a parent to Baby 2? It's a good question. Being a parent to Baby 2, just Baby 2 being here is making me nervous. I guess it's kind of related to Songs of Glimmerwick because, you know, our baby's going to be here and we're going to be sort of finishing a game. And that is just going to be completely insane. It's kind of like shipping 2 babies at once. And new babies, I can't remember if you have children, Ryan JQ, but they're really, really, really hard at the beginning. It is really hard because they don't sleep for more than like 2 hours usually. And they do that for a few months. So it's kind of like sleep torture. You just have to like wake up all the time. It really sucks. They say the second one is easier. I can't picture it because we already have 1 toddler. So I don't know. I mean, it might be easier just because we kind of know what to expect, but man, I thought about that before. I chose my words very carefully there. But yeah, if you can say that, you know, we don't know how far from the baby ship date the game ship date will be, but you know, it's in the ballpark, so it's not 2 years away. Say that. And Manisha, thank you so much for dropping by, and thanks again for the raid. And hopefully I'll catch you next time. Speaking of baby, I hear my baby downstairs. I'm gonna go say hi to him real quick. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, let's see here. So we need to make sure that, first of all, what's going on here with these black? Is that correct? Oh, it is correct. That's just how it is. Okay, cool. But we need to make sure that our foliage shader is not blowing toward the bottom of the tree. So I'm gonna add some extra cuts. Whoa, what did I just do? Cut like, I don't know, like maybe around here. Okay, and then I'll do another layer. Maybe like around here. Okay. I'll just connect these. Another. Connect those. I'm just kind of adding some tessellation here, something to work with. And then I'll just make sure, make some cuts all the way up to the top tree here. And I just want this to kind of be more in a radial sort of pattern. So that when we paint the vertex, it uses vertex color to determine how much wind displacement it takes. And we want basically no wind displacement toward the center of the tree where the face is. And then we want a little bit more toward the edges, or the sort of reaches of the branches. So just want to make sure we've got some sort of pattern here. I guess I'll just cut right across there. Okay. Your audio is quite low. Testing, 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 testing. Let's see. Got check the filters, gain, the noise gates. The gain is the last thing on here, so let me just crank that up. Crank, crank, crank. Okay, now it's probably two. Now it looks like it's into the red. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Okay, well, hopefully that's a little bit better. Testing, testing. Okay. That's like I feel like people's audio are pretty low in general when they're live streaming. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and paint the vertex color. So I'm gonna make sure we're at pure blue, and I'm gonna run the subtract. I'm gonna subtract all the blue out of the vertex color around the face and around the bottom. Absolutely no blue whatsoever. I'm pretty sure it does use the blue channel. And then, yeah, we can, into the middle here, make sure there's no blue. And I'll go ahead and save, and I'll export, and then we'll see if that's working. Yeah, the final audio output should be close to 0 decibel. The problem is if I get loud for a second, it's going to clip, and I freaking hate it. I can't tolerate clipping. Some people will set it like, they'll give themselves like, you know, no headroom at all, and then when they yell, it clips. I'd prefer to give myself 5 decibels of headroom so that it never clips. It should never, ever, ever clip, ever. And I've got the compression and limiter pretty hard, but there's still a little bit of give there. But yeah, if you're working with audio it's not live audio, then you can, you know, crank that thing right up to 0 dB. If you crank it up to 0 dB for live audio, then you might be screwed when it starts clipping. Okay, so there's sort of different tone for this material. Let's make sure to add these to version control. It's interesting how different the tone is. For one, it's too bright, so that's easy. We just want to go to 186. That looks a little bit better. Still a slightly different tone. We might have to correct that. Let's see if we can get skeleton here. Elma face skeleton. Oh, look at that. So that looks really weird. So I want a little bit less there toward the edges. A little bit less wind happening. And then we definitely want that wind displacement to be very low. So the lower it is, the less weird it'll look, but we do want it to move a little bit. Okay. So maybe let's move on to the next. Why is that? Here's Elma Leafkin. Move her over a little bit. And then these things should be completely slurp all of the blue out of them. Same thing with this one. Oh man, we weren't moving the face. That was silly. Let's put the face as a child of the leafkin. Oops. Okay, let's apply. Wait, why do we, this shouldn't even be a prefab. Let's unpack it. And stick the face as a child of the leafkin. Somehow it seems like the scale is already correct, which is wild. Perfect. Seems like there's just, doesn't quite have the same contrast range. Crazy. I want to see if I change the material of this to that. Oh, right. Okay, because we've got here, desaturate vertex color. So there we can see the tone is now matching. It's so wild how different the tone is. I wonder what's leading to that. Because clearly we have like a little bit more green going on when we're using the cutout shader. What is this red vertex multiply? Okay, no, we don't want that. Wind height. Ah, overlay intensity. Here we go. 0. Random color intensity 0. Heck yeah, that's got to be it. Still looks wrong, but whatever. Selection glow 0. All that stuff should be 0. And there's wind alpha cutoff. Seems fine. The wind should be even lower. Still, it looks like it needs like a little bit of blue or something to match. It's so weird. I wonder why that is. maybe the face material, Leafkin 3. Maybe this has some weird stuff going on. No, it doesn't seem to. Okay. Skeleton settings, let's go into the advanced. Oh, we should loop the animation. And we've got add normals. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. You can barely see her eyes. Looking at the Photoshop file. Yeah, her eyes are so much more visible. We might just want to darken. That looks a little bit better. And then I guess add a little bit of like yellow into it to sort of match. We just at least want her eyebrows to match the color. I think one thing I did forget is to put the face covering. Should really be part of the spine rig. So that was pretty stupid of me. It shouldn't, the face covering should not be. Let's see if we can even fit it. Yeah, it looks like we'll probably be able to fit it. So I'm hoping we can export that again. File, scripts, Photoshop to spine. Okay. And then let's head back over to spine. We're gonna have a new animation. We're gonna call it covered. And we're probably gonna need a new bone in there too. So I'm just gonna create a new bone. Call it covering. And let's grab that new slot. So it should be in images. Here's the new face covered. Let's stick it in covering. It's covered, yeah. Good. And then looking at the reference, Leafkin 3. So I'll just look at face covered reference. So there it is. It pretty much covers her whole face with the exception of the eyebrows. But you know what? We can scale down the eyebrows a little for the face covered part. I think I'll scale up the image to like 1.3. 1.4 maybe even. Like we might even go higher, 1.5. Okay, go ahead and save that. And then maybe we can take the eyebrows and scale them maybe? I think maybe scale the eyebrows. So in the covered animation, we can scale those eyebrows to like 0.5. And then we'll just sort of move them a little bit. And then we'll take the other eyebrow, scale it to 0.5, move it in a little bit. And then in idle sad, we just need to make sure that the face covering goes out of the way. So the covering, I'm not really sure how this thing should go out of the way. Let's see, face covering. It can sort of just move down Well, we don't want to cover up any of this other goodness here, so tough. I don't know where we're gonna put it. That looks okay. Looks a lot better without, though. We might have to like scale it away, which I think will look kind of bad. But anyhow, gonna move it off to the side and rotate it. This and I guess scale it like 0.1, like 0.01, like right here. And we won't really know how that's going to look until we actually see it. So happy idle, I'll just go ahead and paste that keyframe in there as well. And speaking to player, definitely paste that keyframe in there. Woozy Face 0, hello, says, have you ever seen any magic in real life? I don't understand the question. No. And how's your game going? Well, I hope very well indeed. Yeah, I think things are going really well. Looking along here. Okay, let's see if we can export. Go. So this is gets all garbled up, unfortunately. I think if we reload it, yeah, there we go, fixes it. So I can see now that the, first of all, the draw order is wrong. So let's fix that. I don't exactly know why the draw order. Maybe we need to put on the Z spacing. Okay, yeah, that's what we need to do. Let's splay out that Z spacing a little bit more. And definitely need to make that face covering bigger. So let's take the face covering image and just scale it to like 1.7, I guess. And potentially just sort of move it down as well. Move it down and to the right here. Save that. Should export real quickly. You can see the covering in the full context here. Let's reload. Almost looks like low texel density or something. Shame about not having seen magic. Would be cool to see something in your face. Magic. Do you mean like magic, like a magic performance, like a yeah. Magic's not real, by the way. A magic show, magician. Let's reload. Here we go. Okay, neat. And I'll go ahead and give this a save. Oops. I wonder why this is not updating for us. Like we just saved the prefab. It doesn't seem to be updating. Let's back out. And let's go to, I guess, Dark Force 2. And then I'm just gonna go up to the camera magnet here, the viz. Let's check it out. Wait, what's going on here? Like, why is this happening? Let's maybe revert all. Okay, we reverted it. What, like, where, why? What is this? Elma face skeleton. You're loading the wrong skeleton. It's so weird. Okay, there we go. All right, we've got the wrong draw order on the roots there. Open up our prefab for the Dark Forest 2. And just see how it looks without. I want to make sure the roots are sitting nicely on the ground. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I would prefer if the roots crawled a little bit more into the foreground. They just look a little bit flat. The tree looks a little bit side on, which there is room to improve that, correct that. I think that it might be worth doing. I'll ask Jacqueline to do it. Thanks, Woozy Face. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next thing. Let's go to the reference here. Got those little oak leaves, and we've got those little hanging danglings. Why does this thing look squashed? I guess it kind of looks squashed in the concept too, so I shouldn't worry about it. Okay. So let's get those little hangy dangly bits. We'll go ahead and duplicate off one of these planes. I'll duplicate this dummy object. We'll change the size to 0.6. And we'll go Leafkin GIF 2. Bozos, thanks very much. Appreciate the kind words. And we'll go ahead and do a gift 3 as well. Zippy Zach, hello, hello. And boy, Mr. Chef Boy, also game developer. Hey, thanks for the wishes. I wish you success as well. One Bakba says, very peaceful stream, relaxed. Is it the game or the voice? I think it just might be. Really, what I think it is how freaking slow I'm working right now. just the sheer glacial pace of progress, I think, is what it is. Be my guess. So I'm gonna make a couple cuts here. And I'll just make sure to cut all the way to the edge as far as we possibly can. Okay, I'll separate out these things. And then I'm going to cut out these little oak leaves as well. Separate those out. And separate those out. Okay, so now I should just be able to delete that. I think that's just about it. The last thing we need on there. Oh, you know, another big brain thing would just be to delete this face covered part because we don't actually need that anymore. Or to give that a save. Folks, I'm going to be right back. Okay, everyone. I think I'm going to call it a stream for now. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me while we make this tree. We're not done yet. We're on the scent. Maybe I'll stream a little bit later. But right now I must eat. And I'm never able to eat fast enough to BRB. And I want to cook a soup, so I'm going to head out. And hopefully I'll catch some of y'all next time. All right, see you everyone.